Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps, how's it going you sexy bitches? It's your boy, the Metal God, Peter fucking Joseph here for another video, right here, on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching, make sure you like the video, and subscribe to this channel, and my other channels down there, you know where they are, in hell, otherwise known as the description box below. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need a good slap in the face and a dose of reality. Seriously. And also, don't forget to share the video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap and slap that bell. And I think we know how to treat that thing. Just smack it around like we should smack around all these people that don't like us, so, you know, all the haters and naysayers and all that other shit. Smack them around a little bit, because that's what they need to do. Get a smack a dose of reality into their faces. But smack and tap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you do, you're pretty much like them, and you're SOL. And you know what that means. Ha ha ha. That's enough. And that's it. So like, share, subscribe. You can leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to, but if you want to, do it. But if you're going to leave stupid comments, you're getting blocked. And if you don't like that, then go fuck yourself and cry me a river, bitch. And that's it. Simple as that. And if this is your first time watching, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. Stick it straight up everybody else's behind, because that's where it belongs. Leave a comment if you wish. Subscribe to my other channels, which are in the description box. Show them your love and support. And enjoy the show. And if not, get out! Get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel that has 5 subs. Or barely any subs. Or is just boring. I'm not boring. I actually get views. Real views. So, you think I'm not? Prove I don't get real views. Can't prove it. You can't prove it. You can't prove much of anything, really. So if you don't like me, you're jealous of me, and you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means, like I said. Because I'm not going down. I'm not gonna be shot down by anybody. Because nobody is on the level of the Metal God. And that's a fucking fact. But it is what it is. And that's pretty much that. None of you motherfuckers had the passion and the charisma and knowledge that I do of the music world, of the wrestling and sports in general. But it is what it is. I don't have to debate any of you because you're not worthy of it. But it is what it is, and that's that. Alright, we got Monday night coming up in about 40 minutes from now. You know, it should be a decent show. You know, we're 19 days away from the Rumble. But it should be a good show tonight. We got CM Punk coming back to his first appearance in 2024 for the Raw brand. See what boring shit he has to say tonight. We got a women's tag team title match that's gonna bore the fuck out of us. We got the Dancing Queens, Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro, taking on the former champions, Piper Niven and, well, I can't say Chelsea like we usually say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway, Chelsea Green! So, we'll see what happens with that. I think we all know who's gonna win that. I think we have Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Cody You Suck Rhodes in their second match. I bet you nothing Cody wins. I have a feeling Cody wins, but I would mark the fuck out if Shinsuke beat him clean. But is it? Probably not. We got that, and I think that's it. That's the actual matches. I don't know what other matches, but I know Punk's gonna be there, boring us to half to death. Probably get promo from Cody that'll bore us half to death. But, I mean, we'll see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw, your 3-hour cure for insomnia. So, if you really want to go to sleep, go watch Monday Night Raw. And that's pretty much it. But we'll talk about that later tonight, right here on the channel. So, hope everybody had a great weekend. The first weekend of January has come and gone. We're now in the second week of January, getting close to the midpoint of January, which will be next Monday, Martin Luther King Day. You know, we were supposed to have a huge snowstorm here in New York City on Saturday and into Sunday. Barely got anything. Barely. It snowed a little bit. So there was some ice, some slush on the ground, barely, you know. Then it got washed away by the rain. But if you live upstate and in New England, oh, you're digging out. And there's going to be some rain coming your way, so that's going to be all the snow you got. Most of it, or all of it, will be gone by this weekend. But it's going to be some flooding and everything, so be careful going out there and everything. Blah, 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 blah. And then next week, oh, batten down the hatches if you're in New York City. I looked at my phone, and we're getting 10 inches of snow. Tuesday and a part of Wednesday. Not good. So, the dreaded month that I always hate going into the winter is usually January, and January is not starting out very good right now. I mean, we got lucky with this storm, but and then we're getting a big rainstorm tomorrow. Tomorrow night? Or tomorrow into Wednesday, for like 2 inches of rain. Not that it matters, but it's going to be like a lot of flooding, a lot of puddles. So be careful. But the week after that, next Tuesday, is going to be a mess. It's going to be cold as balls. I mean, tomorrow's going to be 55. And then by the time you see this video next week, or pretty much next week, it's going to be like 31 degrees. So whatever we get is going to stick. And it's going to be a lot of it. Between Tuesday into early Wednesday. And it's saying about 8, possibly 10, maybe a foot of snow. Not good. So yeah, I have to get my back in order. I hate the winter. Which sucks, but, you know. You gotta get through it, you know, we'll get through it. Hopefully, after we get that snowstorm, we'll get some warm weather, and rain, so all the snow that we do get melts away, you know, and have to, you know, trudge in it, because Tuesday's gonna be a mess going out, Wednesday's gonna be a mess, pretty much all next week's gonna be a mess. So, drive carefully, my friends, and walk carefully, too. If you're walking, or you're taking the train, or the bus, or whatever, get there safely, whatever you're going. And it is what it is. But that's the way it is in the Northeast, my friends. Every winter it's different. We haven't had significant snow in 2 years. So finally, you know, for all you people that want snow, we're gonna be getting it here in New York City next week. But things can change between now and next week. So hopefully it does. But we shall see. Alright, anyway, enough about weather. Let's get into an actual thing that I like to talk about, which is the wonderful world, the sport! It's a sport of professional wrestling. And if you don't believe me that wrestling is a sport, then you do a video telling me why wrestling is not a sport. And I will counter that, and I already countered it. I will show you a link, if it's still there. TGC, the original Gilmore Chronicles channel, still there for now. Episode 1, I believe it was 193, where me and the missus gave receipts telling you and showing you that wrestling is a sport. And even Mr. Shane Douglas will tell you that wrestling is a sport. Right, Shane? That's right. That's right, the franchise. He says that wrestling, the sport of professional wrestling. And if you don't like that, you can suck my ass. Okay, that's a little bit too much there. I didn't need to know that. The franchise. Okay, calm down. Calm down, go talk to Francine. But I digress. But yeah, wrestling is a sport, and that's what I like to talk about on my respective channels. I do a little bit of music-related videos here. I'm starting to get back into the music realm, and doing videos about wrestling, about music, I should say. I did 2 videos on my Metal Guy channel, so you can check that out. Talk about Corey Taylor postponing his North American tour because, he's taking some time off to deal with his mental health, which I think is a good idea. He's not in a good place right now, and you don't want to drag that into the tour because you don't know what might happen. So he's doing that, so he's going to be back probably by the summertime. So I did that video, and then the video before that, I talked about Rage Against the Machine breaking up for the 3rd time, and then their 2024 tour plans were pretty much up with smoke. So I talked about that, and, some other things going on. Green Day's new album comes out next week in 11 days called Saviors. Should be some epic shit. Judas Priest coming out with a new album called Invincible Shield in March. Same month as New Year's Day's new album called Half Black Heart. That's coming out in March. Some good shit coming out this year, my friends. Some good shit. So, download it now on Spotify or Apple Music, or go to the band's website and pre-order it. And as for my band, well, my favorite band, In This Moment, they'll be back on tour, probably be in March or April. The spring, summer tour, the festivals, they'll be back on it to support their new album, God Mode, which is amazing. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's get into wrestling, and it is time, as the title below says, it is time for your late and super so far out of fucking date Ring of Honor TV review. And this is for January the 5th, 2024. You're watching this video on a great Monday night, and you know what that means. January the 8th, 2024. Alright, so first show of 2024 for Ring of Honor Wrestling. And it was a pretty decent show. It wasn't the greatest show. Like, usually never is, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're still in the San Antonio, Texas phase of the tapings. They're going to be, the New York, New Jersey tapings going to be coming up, I think, next week, or I don't know when. But, we're catching up, I guess. So, we move on. So, this show, like I said, the San Antonio shows, was emanating from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, Texas. Yep! Scared them Cowboys that day. And our commentary team, as always on Ring of Honor TV, Ian Riccaboni, and the Pasta, my friend, and yours, Caprice Coleman. Alright. So the world title has been resolved. Eddie Kingston, still your Ring of Honor TV champion. We have a new Ring of Honor television champion in Kyle Fletcher. New tag team champions in the Undisputed Kingdom of Matt Taven, and the man who punches people in the dick and gives them a power driver. That's Mr. Mike Bennett. Now teaming up with Roddy and Adam! Now known as the Undisputed Kingdom. By the way, if you don't have that shirt, I will be getting it pretty soon. But we'll see what happens with that. Money's a little tight, so I have to pay for bills, and other things. So, but I will eventually get it. And that's it. Also, women's champion still, Athena. And Tony Khan, if you didn't watch Final Battle, he announced a tournament, another fucking tournament, for a new belt. I don't know why a new belt, but the World TV title for the women. So that's going to be starting, I don't know when, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, most of these titles have not been seen on TV in a long time. But, Wheeler Yuta, the Pure Champion, wrestled on Rampage. Defended the belt against Commander. Great match. Still won, obviously. He fought Hook at World's End and lost, but it wasn't for the Pure Championship. It was for the FTW Championship, and Hook beat his ass. Because Wheeler Yuta is the type of person that can get his ass kicked by a fucking 2-year-old. That's how bad he is. I mean, it's true. Wheeler Yuta sucks. But it is what it is. And that's it. Yeah, so hopefully over the next few weeks and months, we'll be seeing some of these titles actually be defended. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's start the show and let's get into it. We have 28 minutes left. Alright, so we start off the show with the Ring of Honor champion, the Triple Crown champion after World's End. That is Eddie Kingston, the Madman himself. Talks about how special it was to win the Triple Crown at World's End. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's like, I'm going to defend my belts, this and that. Still don't know, you know, if they're going to unify into one fucking belt, or he's just going to defend all 3 belts. I mean, which is doing right now. He might have a match on Dynamite, I don't know for what belt, but he does have a match on Saturday at Battle in the Valley against Gabriel Kidd, I believe for the Never Openweight Strong title. And then, I don't know when he's going to defend the Ring of Honor World title. And then he just defended the Continental Classic title against Trent in an epic match. I think he's defending a belt somewhere down the line as well. I don't know when. Maybe a Battle of the Belts this coming weekend. And both shows are live, by the way. Collision and Battle of the Belts live this Saturday. And Rampage did 406,000 views. Not so much for Collision, though, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Tony Khan? Alright, so at least we hear from Eddie saying, I'm gonna defend my belts. You know, it was a great moment in my career, winning the Triple Crown. Yeah, let's see you defend all those belts now. I mean, you have. Let's see you do it more often. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, move on. Alright, then we go to the opening sequence, and we're ready to go on Ring of Honor TV. Our first match of the night, Griff Garrison came out with 2 dimes, Cole Carter, and I don't know if she came out, but I think she did. But the lovely, so-called First Lady of Professional Wrestling, and that is Maria Kanellis-Bennett. Can you stop saying that you are the First Lady of Professional Wrestling? Do you forget the real First Lady of Professional Wrestling, which is Miss Elizabeth, who should be in the Hall of Fame? I'm just saying, Maria. I'm just saying. Maybe if you mean the modern era, then I will probably agree with that. Maybe, but I'm not sure. But you need to stop saying that because you're kind of upsetting Miss Elizabeth. And you don't want to upset Miss Elizabeth. Ain't that right, Miss Elizabeth? That's right, Mr. Gilmore. Exactly. It's Joseph, but I'll let you go. And tell Randy I said hello. Okay. Ooh, yeah, hello, Mr. Gilmore. Okay, Randy, calm down. Anyway, alright, so Griff Garrison takes on Serpentico in the Battle of Catering. Almost a 5.5-minute match. Back and forth they went. We're getting to the end, and Griff Garrison locks in a torture rack. What do you think, you're Lex Luger? Well, that don't work because Serpentico gets out of that, and he hits a super kick, then the downward spiral for a near fall. He goes for the shooting star press, all loaded up, but then, I think it was, Angelico, who was at ringside, and Mr. Cole Carter get on the apron, cause a distraction. Well, it worked out from Griff Garrison, and here's a discus form, then the torture rack bomb. 1, 2, 3, Griff Garrison, and, Griff Garrison wins the match. Wasn't great. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Maria was not at ringside. I wonder where she was. Don't ask that. You don't want to know where she was. But I digress. I think we could tell where she was. And we move on. Alright, so another win for Griff Garrison, even though he lost the edge on Collision. He thought it was tough. It's like, well, I'm Griff Garrison, and I don't want people to say, who the fuck is Griff Garrison anymore? Yeah, you stood up to Edge, and what happened? You wrestled on for 6 minutes. And everybody's saying, oh, Edge is a loser. Why is he fighting jobbers like Griff Garrison? He should be fighting like Powerhouse Hobbs. I kind of agree with you. Why is he fighting these guys when he should be fighting like mid-card talent like Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, people like that? We threw out the open challenge and Griff Garrison came out because he thought he was a tough guy. And pretty much, Griff Garrison, you haven't been relevant since PTE. I'm sorry. When he got the rub from Brody Lee, you great man, you. Who the fuck is Griff Garrison? Look out, Evil Uno. I miss Brody Lee, man. I think we all miss Brody Lee. As much as we miss him, I miss Bray Wyatt even more. And that's it. And getting close to Jay Briscoe's 1-year anniversary of his passing. That's not gonna be good. Should be this week, I think. I have to look back at my videos when I did that. I think it was January the 12th, somewhere around there. Like the middle of January, he passed away. So that's coming up soon. So 1 year later, Jay Briscoe reached for the sky, boy. His passing. So we have to remember him on that day. And that's that. All right. So Griff Garrison beat Serpentico, and I really didn't give a fuck. And that's it. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to the ever-popular Tony Khan Squash Match Palooza. And we start off, our second match of the night, Lance Archer, the Murder City Monster, the man who says, everybody dies! Well, he killed J.P. Harlow in 2 minutes! 2 minutes! With the blackout, bing, bang, boom, good night, squash match. 2 out of 5 stars. Move on. Match number 3. No, it wasn't a squash match per se, but it lasted about a squash, about a lengthy squash match. Well, it was 6.5 minutes, so not so much a squash match. I mean, like Edge and freaking Griff Garrison went 6 minutes, but it wasn't a squash per se. But anyway, we had Pretty Peter Avalon. Not that pretty. I'm the pretty one here, Peter Avalon. And my name is Peter too. But I'm more pretty than you. But anyway, he takes on the Peacock. Dalton Castle with their boys, the Tate twins. They come out. Dalton's still looking like a bum. He's eating a sandwich. What kind of sandwich was it? I want to know. Was it a cheese sandwich? Was it a bologna and ham sandwich? Was it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Peanut butter sandwich? Well, it's a sandwich, and he's hungry, so he's eating that. I mean, Dalton looks like he has just lost it after losing that match to Mr. Johnny TV, John Hennigan, Johnny Nitro, you know who he is. So, after that, he's pretty much been like, well, after he got screwed at Final Battle by Johnny TV, he's been a wreck. He's still winning, but he's still a wreck. But anyway, they started off slow, and Dalton was working him over a little bit. And then Peter Avalon comes back, shows Dalton off the top for a really nasty crash. Yeesh. Then we get a chin lock, circa 1905, and we go back in. It gets broken up, but Peter Avalon hits a super kick into a Death Valley driver for a near fall. But it takes too long. And then Dalton comes back with a suplex. Then the Bangarang gets counted into a fruit roll-up. But Dalton elbows Pretty Peter Avalon in the face. You do no roll-up on me. Then Dalton picks him up, hits the Bangarang with the boys spinning around like freaking, I don't know, like freaking circus acts. Spin, 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 oh, we're going to spin everywhere. So Dalton hits the Bangarang, 1, 2, 3, he gets the win. Gave the match 2 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. So Dalton, still, he's still going along, and he's, still racking up wins here and there. But he's still on a collision course with Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie. So, we'll see how that goes as we move on. Then we go to the Men of the Year, where Scorpio Sky returned at Final Battle to save Ethan Page from that beatdown that Mark Sterling, and Tony Nese got after their I Quit match, which Ethan Page won. So Ethan and Scorpio talk about how they support each other, and it's going to be their year. We'll see. Maybe a tag team title shot? Oh, tag team title run? Maybe. We'll see. We shall see what happens with that. Alright, then we go to our next match, match number 4. We go to the Women of Honor. We have Queen Aminata, that's Sky Blue's chick. She takes on Maya World. We saw her about a week or so ago, I think on Ring of Honor TV or on Rampage, one of those shows. It was an okay match. Maya World got a few moves in, but charged right into a downward spiral. And then Queen Aminata locked in the Juicy Lock, which is basically a Koji clutch with legs to the face. Ow! 1, 2, 3, well, pretty much tap out, knockout, whatever it was. So she wins in under 4 minutes. So Queen Aminata is your winner. Match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. That's it. She faced her wifey, Sky Blue, last week. Didn't come out the victor, but, it is what it is. That's that. Alright, we move on. Alright, then we go to a triple threat tag team match player. We have the infantry of the captain, Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo, taking on the Tate Brothers, the boys, and Shane Taylor Promotions of, guess who? Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. It wasn't a great match. 4-minute match. Shane Taylor Promotions gets the win. Even though the infantry hit boot camp on Brandon Tate, but then Shane Taylor tagged himself in, breaks the pin up, and then he hits the Marcus Garvey driver on Brandon Tate. Poor Brandon Tate. 1, 2, 3. Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty get the win. That's it. Bing, bang, boom, good night. 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Moving on. Alright, then we go to back with Lexi Nair, who had Grant Garrison and Cole Carter in the back. She was about to interview him, then Serpentico interrupts them. Didn't you just have a match with Grant Garrison? And he interrupts them because I guess they're going to have another match, or a tag team match with Angelico. Right! So I did that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Let me move on with that. Then after that, we go back to the women. We have Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen, cooking up some brownies, or whatever she's cooking. If you know what I mean, she's cooking. You should have saw what she's cooking! You should have saw what she's cooking! She was baking, baby! Okay, stop it, Road Dogg. Shut up! Stop! Anyway, so Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen taking on one of my favorites, Alex Gracia. And decent match, 3-minute match. Did I say 3 minutes? Did I say 3 minutes? I did say 3 minutes. Back and forth they went, but in the end, Red Velvet hits the mix, which is kind of like a final slice, Sicilian slice, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, she gets the win. 2.25 out of 5 stars. So Red Velvet back to her winning ways. And Alex Garcia looked hot. And that's it. But we move on with that. Hopefully the Ring of Honor Women's Division will start getting better pretty soon. And that's it. After the match, Red Velvet gets on the mic and says that she wants the Women's TV title. Well, you have to be in the tournament to do that and win the tournament. Which I don't know when this tournament starts. Pretty soon, I think, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, after that, we go to another women's match, this time a tag team match player. We had Rachel Ellering and Layla Hirsch, still kind of at odds, still friends, somewhat of friends, I don't know what they are. They're taking on an actual tag team, that's Diamante and Mercedes Martinez. Pretty decent match, not great, like I said, decent. We get near the end, and we got a corner dropkick, misses. I think it was by Diamante. Layla Hirsch snaps over a running German suplex, and then gets the hot tag to Rachel Ellering, who cleans house. Then all four women are in the ring. Layla Hirsch is sent to the outside, and then we get a standing sliced bread into an air raid crash. Wow! And then Mercedes Martinez pins Rachel Ellering in 7 minutes. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So, the hot Puerto Rican hotties, Mercedes Martinez and Diamante, get the win. And, once again, match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we get a look at Eddie Kingston winning the Continental Classic title, the Triple Crown. Like we didn't need to see that again! So if you missed it the first time, you get to see it again. Joy! That's great, Tony Khan! How many times do we have to see it? Oh, here comes Beetlejuice. Yes, Beetlejuice. Oh, I'm sorry, I've said your name twice now. Alright, say your line! Mr. Yeah, don't say my name again. So I'll pop out. It's showtime. Anyway, say your line. You know, I took the SATs 1,500 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it! It does, man. It does. Not that I took the SAT 1,500 times, I'm just saying. I took it once, and I got over 1,000. So, I'm smarter than the average bear, and I'm smarter than you. In many areas. But I digress. Alright, so yeah, I don't know why we keep getting these things every time. Like, we see it on Dynamite, then we see it on freaking Rampage, then we see it on Collision. Why? When we just look it up online. Tony Khan! Stop it! Move on. Alright, I think this is the main event. Let me check. Nope, we got a little ways to go. We got 2 matches left at a segment. Alright, after that, we go to the TV title being defended for I believe for the very first time. We had Kyle Fletcher defending against the man with the biggest fuck afro, my good friend Willie Mack. How you doing, Willie? Not Chili Willie, the Penguin, but his name is Willie. Anyway, pretty good match, 11-minute match. But sadly, Willie Mack fell to Kyle Fletcher after Kyle was beating him up, hit a delayed brain buster for a near fall, but Willie Mack came back, hit a running Razor's Edge buckle bomb, and then we get the Texas Cloverleaf, that got broken up. Willie Mack then takes him to the top rope, but gets caught with a Super Falcon Arrow. Nice! And then Kyle Fletcher wins with a Pile Driver! Alright, you're not Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, stop. But we got a Pile Driver for the win. And Kyle Fletcher, still your reigning, defending Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Match was pretty good. I think it was the match of the night. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. And we'll see what happens with him as we move on. Alright, then we go to the back with Lexi Nair and Dalton Castle, who hasn't slept since Final Battle. And that's a long time of no sleeping. Because he's worried about the state of Ring of Honor. Yeah, you think? Because Ring of Honor is not in a great state right now, my friends. No. And I'm not talking about his feud with Johnny TV. I mean, in general, Ring of Honor is looking like shit. It is bad. The women's division is a mess. The titles are hardly defended here and there on TV or even on, I mean, besides Real Youth on Rampage and maybe Collision here and there. Maybe a Dynamite he'll defend the Pure Championship. You know, the tag team belts, I mean, they had a proof of ground match on Rampage. It was kind of pointless, but don't know when the Kingdom are going to actually defend the belts for real. Don't know when this tournament's going to be beginning with the women's TV title tournament. I think next week or sometime soon. I think it's going to go all the way up to freaking April, and then we're going to get a champion by Supercard of Honor. And then that person will probably hold the belt for like a year. Like Athena's been holding it for like hostage for basically over a year now. And it has no challengers. It's getting ridiculous. Eddie, I mean, is now the Triple Crown champion. When is he going to defend the actual Ring of Honor World title? But anyway, I'm sorry, Tony Khan. Please, for the love of God, sell Ring of Honor. Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing with it. It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. You have all these champions that barely defend the belts. Barely. On your TV program. Or, besides the pay-per-view. I'm talking, and then we see him on Dynamite and Collision and Rampage. Why? I know you gotta put content on Rampage and Collision, right? But you could save that for Ring of Honor TV. I mean, like, seriously. I don't even know if he's booking it or Stokely Hathaway's booking it. I don't know who's the booker right now. But Jesus Christ, can you do something with the women's division? We don't need another belt. We need some actual freaking people to defeat Athena. Seriously. Who is going to beat her? She's holding it for hostage for a year and a half now, almost. Unless she does what Samoa Joe did and says, well, I don't want the belt anymore. Then guess what? Another tournament. I'm getting sick of these fucking tournaments. And then people get mad because we had an elimination match. Like a world title eliminator match. And people saying, oh, we got another tournament. That's not a tournament match. It's an elimination match. The winner gets a title shot. It's not a tournament match. Stop. But anyway, back to Dalton for a second. Dalton's worried about the state of Ring of Honor. Johnny TV cost him the TV title at Final Battle. Cut off his connection with the fans. We still love you, Dalton, but you're crazy. And on cue, Johnny TV and his hot wife, Taya Valkyrie, come in. And Dalton's ready to smash him in the face. And Taya doesn't approve of violence. But it seems like they're about to fight. And nothing happens. So, this feud continues, and we'll see what happens with that. So I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to, well, the main event. Thank God. We had a six-man tag team match player. We had El Gringo Loco teaming up with the workhorseman of J.D. Drake. And say his name, and he appears. I believe in Anthony Henry. So they take on El Hijo del Vikingo, still your Triple A Mega Champion. When is he losing that goddamn belt? It's been like 3 years since he's held that belt. Jeez. We got no challengers up in Mexico. I mean, Andrade can't take that belt. Or Pentagon or Rey Fenix, somebody. You know, maybe they dig up freaking La Parka versions 5 or whatever. I mean, come on. But anyway, El Hijo del Vikingo teams up with his good buddy Commander, another champion in Mexico. I don't know what name of the belt. Don't really watch Mexican wrestling. Sorry, I don't watch Triple A. I mean, it's not really that much on Telemundo, Televisión Excelente, Lucha Libre. You know, not on that much anymore. But anyway, they team up with Lee Johnson. Match was actually good, pretty damn good match. 9.5 minute match. Lots of flippy dippity news by pretty much everybody. We even got a Hurricane Rana by the big fat man, JD Drake. That was like, what? Everybody was like, what? That's hardcore. That was pretty much, sorry Mike, awesome. But it wasn't awesome as me. Well, you never did a Hurricane Rana in your life, Mike. Yes, I did. You probably missed it. Yeah, probably you did it in heaven against Jerome, right? Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Bye! Okay. Yeah, that's right, you got caught in a lie, you asshole. See, I know more than he does. But anyway, lots of flippity-dippity doos, but in the end, Commander and El Vikingo wind up in an electric chair, not like that, on El Gringo Loco's shoulders. Damn. Both of them get planted. That was an epic spot. And then Lee Johnson has to break up the pin. And then Commander, out of all this, grabs a quick fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3. And he gets the win in 9.5 minutes for his team on Gringo Loco. Match was great. 3.25 out of 5 stars. Great to see these Lucha Libre style guys. Commander, El Vikingo, El Gringo Loco, Osito, guys like that. So, very good match to end the show. And that's pretty much it. So that is it for my review. I'm going to go watch Raw right now. We're about 2 minutes away. 2 minutes! So, that's that. So, my final rating for Ring of Honor TV, I'm going to give it a good old standard 6.25 out of 10 stars. Never know what you motherfuckers thought of the show, if you even watch Ring of Honor. But some people do. Some don't. But anyway, if you did watch it, leave your comments down below. Hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button on this channel, on my other channels down below in the comments. And it's going to be in the description box. Leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to, but if you want to, do it. And all that good shit. And let me just put on Raw, and that's it. Alright, so we're about a minute away. So Raw should be hopefully good tonight. Punk's on the show, Cody's on the show, the Boris half to death. And that's it. Alright, so once again, 6.25 out of 10 stars for Ring of Honor TV this week. And that's it. Alright, I'm going. I'll be back later with my Raw review right here on the channel. So stay tuned for video number 2 on your 2 for Monday. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your motherfucking cockroach. And if you're not down with that, well, you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means? And we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! Until then, peace.